I am the Black Prime Minister. Let's talk about Zarah Sultana and what's been kicking off recently. It's been shocking the way she was treated on television. People are naturally upset that race riots are kicking off up and down the country. And she was on Good Morning Britain to talk about it in front of Ed Balls, Kate Garraway, Ben Bradshaw, and a motley crew of political has-beens. Anyway, and she was very articulate. She was super articulate in what she was saying. But there's something I want to point out, right? We have, as a society, right, a kind of unwritten rule that when women speak, you give them the space and deference that they deserve, right? To speak without interruption, yeah? Maybe it's a kind of like a holdover of chivalry. I know they say chivalry is dead, right? But maybe it's a holdover of that. But you give women time and space to speak, yeah? That did not happen. It did not happen. It was shocking, yeah? Sarah spoke passionately about what had been happening, and she was piled on, yeah? Without deference, without respect, yeah? Ed Balls looking more and more like a fattened pig every single year, practically laughed in her face. Laughed in her face, yeah? Kate Garraway, who is known more or less now for her husband, who was in a kind of persistent vegetative state for years after COVID, then died, to the sadness of the nation. She was like a pit bull. She was like a Rottweiler, jumping into the fray, yeah? And there was the super camp Ben Bradshaw laughing about it all. They're all laughing, and they all piled in, and it was shocking. I thought it was shocking. So what it reminds me of is the statement that Sojourner Truth gave. Sojourner Truth was the African-American enslaved woman. And in 1851, she gives a speech to feminists in Ohio. And she says in her plea for women's suffrage, "Ain't I a woman too? Ain't I a woman?" That's what she famously said. And what I discovered in watching this shocking footage is that as a Muslim woman, she ain't a woman. She ain't given the privileges that women deserve, right? When you're a black woman, your womanhood is conditional, yeah? I think that Diane Abbott also found this out to her cost, yeah? That she's only sometimes considered a woman, right? Certainly not given the respect that she deserves, yeah? And that's how it goes. I'm finding the whole thing, I'm finding it all very interesting, rather sad. I'm being chased by some children right now. There you go. But yeah, am I a woman? If you're black, the answer is no. No, you're not.